Eco9 is sponsored by your Washington area Toyota dealers.
The environment matters here at WSA 9, and climate change is affecting so many aspects of our lives, including the way we drink.
I know, who knew this? So our next guest has actually written a book about this. It is called Crushed: How a Changing Climate is Altering the Way We Drink. And we have the author, Brian Freedman, here in the kitchen bringing some wines with you for us to
always
taste.
bring the wine. Thanks for having me.
Did you think you would be an author? Was this something you thought you'd put a book out?
I always wanted to be an author, but it is an incredibly challenging process. I write about wine and spirits and travel for a living. You can find me at Food and Wine Digital, Forbes.com, Whiskey Advocate. But writing a book was always a goal. And it was, we were talking before we started, it was my pandemic project.
Yes.
And it just came out 3 days ago, so it's been a whirlwind of a week.
I
but
bet.
I'm so excited because we have great wine here that'll help me get through it.
Before we get to the tasting, because that's what we all want to do, but we also need to know, like, we talk a lot about climate change. We've seen the big fires out in California. I know in Europe they had major flooding that really hurt a lot of the vineyards over there. How is climate change affecting wine production?
You know, as one producer in Texas told me, and I love this, she said, Brian, it's not about global warming, it's about global weirding. So it is those fires, there is no longer like a fire season. It's just sort of an omnipresent risk in many years, right? It's ill-timed frost, it's hail. So it is affecting the way we drink. But what I discovered as I was writing and reporting on this book is that the folks who grow the grapes and grains, who distill the spirits and make the wines, are some of the smartest, most forward-thinking people you'll ever meet. And my prediction is that the people who make these amazing liquids that we love so much are going to really help lead us into a future where we can learn how to manage climate change, how to pivot.
Now, the variety that you've brought here, are these places where it's okay, where the vineyards are surviving?
These are places where, like everywhere else in the wine world, there are challenges. But these are also producers who are becoming leaders in the move forward. So our first wine that we have, and we're going to start on your right. So, there you go. So we have here, this is the Kutch Pinot Noir Sonoma Coast 2021. Jamie Kutch is a very conscientious producer. He's doing sort of minimal intervention wine, which means there's less stuff going into it that's not the grape juice. He's using natural yeast. And in the vineyards, he's introducing these healthy microorganisms and really trying to build back that sense of a healthy ecosystem. So here we go. Cheers.
You swirled first. I'm watching you, Brian.
Gotta swirl. And what I love about this, right? Wine is the most amazing lens through which to see a particular patch of planet Earth, right? So all these wines today express what makes those places so unique. The second wine that we have, this is high pressure drinking today, right?
Seriously.
The second wine we have is from Israel. This is the Sagot Edom. This is from the Jerusalem Mountains. You know, Israel, wine has been made in Israel for like over 5,000 years, and now it's getting the recognition around the world that it deserves.
I don't think of wine in Israel.
Israel.
Yeah, you think of South America or you think of France.
Sure, but think about it. Israel, they have mountains, there's desert, there's heat during the day, coolness at night, a long Mediterranean coast. For my money, it's one of the most exciting wine producing countries in the world right now. This is a Cab Merlot Petit Verdot blend.
It smells very different than the first one.
It's richer. It's
richer.
spicier. It's darker fruit as opposed to the redder fruit from the Pinot. And for me, you know, here there's a coin on the front of the bottle, a replica of a coin. When they were building out the winery in the barrel room, they found an over 2,000-year-old coin. On one side had a grape leaf, and on the other side had a wine storage amphora. So this sense of respect for the land there is really leading everyone into the future.
We were going to dump right so
yes,
we can
we
try
have a very
our last
fancy
one.
paper dumping cup here. This is the glamorous part of my job where we just dump in here.
I love that you're just tasting wine all day. Like, that's your job.
It's not a bad way to make a living. So we're going to finish off here. Let me hide this. We're finishing off here with a wine from Texas. And this is the Bending Branch Tanat. Texas has become a leader in the American wine industry, unexpectedly for many people.
I would never have, I lived in Texas. I would never have said they were known for their wine.
Great wines, great wines.
Wow.
And this is interesting. Bending Branch, several years ago, they won one of the first sustainability awards in the Texas wine industry. So this grape variety, for example, it's less water intensive, so you have to irrigate less, better for the environment. It's more disease resistant, so you don't have to dump as many chemicals and herbicides and pesticides. The point is, the wine and spirits industry worldwide in the next couple of years is going to reach close to $750 billion. Right?
Wow.
There are jobs at stake here.
Yes.
There are livelihoods, not to mention the passion and sacrifice that people make. Drinking wine that respects the earth is an easy, affordable way to have an impact. You don't have to buy a $60,000 car to help offset climate change.
It tastes good too.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
clean.
good.
Cheers, Brian.
Cheers to you. Congrats
Thank
on
you.
the book.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
bringing this to us.
educating
You can
us.
grab Brian's book, Crushed, wherever books are sold, and we can't wait to see it keep rising on the Amazon charts
Yes.
because it's
Thank you.
already doing it.